kind of a long story. I'll try and see if I can fit it in 60 seconds. So we met in our early 20s. We got married at 27, and we did not have the connection and the chemistry that we should have, if that makes sense, in like the bedroom. And I married the nice guy, and he married the hot girl.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And we were best friends. Got along so well. We did not fight. We got along so well. But after 14 years together, 12 years married, that lack of chemistry and connection became a huge hole in our marriage. And we filled it with other people.
He cold. She belongs to the streets.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert. Today we're going to be taking a look at a video about divorce compiled by Men Only. Awesome channel, go check it out if you like red pill content. But now guys, let's get started with this video that is titled It's Okay to Leave the Good Guys. I'm gonna spare Ampu this one, alright? Let's get started.
So I thought I'd talk for just a minute about this divorce that I'm going through. Because I'm sure, just like I found some relatable advice through here, other people might relate to me. So I was married for 10 years. I got married young. I was 21, barely, like 3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning, like that I wasn't gonna make it. And I didn't know what that feeling was. I just thought it was cold feet, but it kind of manifested itself for the next 10 years. And here we are 10 years later going through a divorce. So he didn't really start this process. I guess it was more so me, because I was always looking for someone else because I didn't know how to be loved or how to accept love from somebody. And so while he was fighting for me, I was pushing him away. But I never truly accepted happiness. I left the good guy. I left the guy that everybody looks at and is like, that's a dad, that's a husband, that's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes, he cleaned the house, he took the kids to school, he worked all day, he made good money, he supported us. I mean, yeah, we had our problems, but he was the good guy.
Yeah, and this is why this channel exists, so we can have a community, talk about it. Multiple guys have went through this, a lot of you can relate, and so we can avoid these women like the plague, because a lot of the times there are no apparent red flags. The red flags are reading between the lines and in the personality. Most probably this woman didn't have a good father figure or a mother or something like this, and she wasn't taught how to appreciate the most important things in life. And this story actually makes me recall a story with Kaká, who is a famous soccer player. So, excuse me guys, since most of you don't watch soccer, here's the news. You can read about it in Google, but it's the same story. His wife divorced him and she admitted that he was the perfect guy. Charming, good looking, awesome player, a lot of achievements, rich out of his mind, treated her well, Prince Charming on a white horse, and she still left him. It's just, you cannot win with these women, alright? Okay, Ampu, you can come. Alright, let's see how much you make it. Let's get started, guys.
It's kind of a long story. I'll try and see if I can fit it in 60 seconds. So we met in our early 20s. We got married at 27, and we did not have the connection and the chemistry that we should have, if that makes sense, in like the bedroom. And I married the nice guy, and he married the hot girl. And we were best friends. Got along so well. We did not fight. We got along so well. But after 14
Okay, but where's the hot girl? You said he married the hot one. Where is she? Oh, is it you? Oh, alright then. Sorry.
we were best friends. Got along so well. We did not fight. We got along so well. But after 14 years together, 12 years married, that lack of chemistry and connection became a huge hole in our marriage. And we filled it with other people.
Yeah, you filled your huge hole with other people. I get that. Look, if he's bad in the bedroom, look, I get that that's a really important aspect of your marriage. It's not necessarily the hardest thing to go through, right? I know, just teach him, talk about it, talk it with him. And there are, in the end, people that are just not that great, you know? Hey, it's not the biggest problem. I mean, most women, guys, I hear this complaint from so many men. Their wives just lay on the bed like a starfish, and they don't do nothing. They just lay there, alright? Like, all these women, because I've heard so much about women. Oh, my boyfriend was so bad in bed, yada yada. Are you doing anything, or is he the one who does 100% of the work and is doing like an intensive cardio and you're just laying there? Because laying there, everybody can do that, alright? Let your man lay there like a starfish and you do 100% of the work, and then we'll see who's bad at it, right? Anyways, unrelated complaint, but I don't know, just go through it, alright? Talk it through. Reason for divorce, he was bad in bed. What the hell?
So it was just, our marriage had run its course, and we had our kids together, and that's awesome. And he's happily remarried, and that's great, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, now she is getting her course run through.
Okay, so my divorce post is not rare. Yeah, so did I know before I got married? Of course I did. I was 27 when I got married. I was 26 when I got engaged. You think you know everything in your 20s, and everyone had told me my entire life, passion fades, passion fades, passion fades. So I took that as, you didn't need it. If it fades, why do you even need it? Better off to marry the nice guy, right? I had dated all the douchebags in my 20s and had my heart broken, so I was like, I'm gonna go with the nice guy. And
I'm glad Ampu is dead, so he cannot hear this. Disgusting, guys, disgusting. This is the public toilet of her city. She has been run through by all the boys. She has been passed around like a dirty, cheap 304. And then she married a nice guy who had a lot to offer. And she divorced him because of whatever bullcrap. Oh, he was bad in bed. Well, if you compare him to like all the Chads and Tyrones and 400 men that have breaking your back, maybe he wasn't that good, right? I don't know, it's just, guys, so chaotic, these people's lives, honestly. And this man, honestly, you know what, guys? This man deserves it. I don't feel sympathy for the man at all. He is the victim in this scenario, absolutely. I don't feel bad for him, though. You date the town 304, you date the town public toilet, and this is what happens. And you're a stupid moron if you do that. No sympathy for the man at all. I don't have double standards, guys. I hold women accountable for the mistakes they make. Same with men. You literally go with the high school 304 and you expect it to work. You expect to be number 47 that is going to keep her. Good luck with that. This is what happens.
to be perfectly honest, he'd been a nerd in high school. He'd never gotten the pretty girls. And I think he married me because I was beautiful. I am beautiful, you know?
Jeez. I'm sorry, guys, but she's just not beautiful. Look at her face. She's not beautiful. She's not bad, but 5 out of 10 on the best day of her life. I've seen horses with less of a long face than her. You know, why the long face, bro? She's not attractive, guys. Just, I hate it when people who are average on the best day of their lives come in here with this big attitude of, oh, I'm so attractive. Just because a lot of men had their way with you doesn't mean you're attractive. You're just easy, alright? That's what it means.
And we were best friends. Best friends. And that carried us along for a long time, until it didn't.
Divorce is morally neutral. It's not a matter of morality. You can get divorced and still be a good person. It's morally neutral. Divorce is morally neutral.
Yeah, if you repeat that 10 times more, you're not gonna cope better with it, alright? We can all see you coping, trying to sleep better at night. You can keep repeating it like a broken record. It's not going to help you sleep better at night. You know you're a bad person, and that's it.
Don't stay for the kids. That's like one of the #1 things I'm seeing in my comments. I'm staying for the children. I'm staying for the children. Part of the reason I left was because of the children. I get it. I get it. Thinking about having your children only half the time is nauseating, right? It makes you sick to your stomach to think about. But I didn't want to set the example for my children that lukewarm was what marriage looked like.
So what exactly did you tell your children, right? Because I get her point. I stand on that side. If you ask me, like, should you stay for the children? No. If your partner cheats on you, don't stay for the children. If your partner beats you, is abusive, don't stay for the children. But what did you tell your children? Well, kids, I left your father because he didn't pump me well enough. Not like Chad and Tyrone when I was in my early 20s, right? Did you say that to them? Like, what answer did you give them? Hey, mommy, why are you getting a divorce? Well, because he doesn't stretch me well enough. Like Chad and Tyrone and Pookie did. Disgusting, guys.
And if you don't have a healthy marriage, your kids will know. And then they'll think that's what marriage is. And then they'll get into a marriage and think, well, this is like my parents. Would you tell your children to stay in a marriage that didn't fulfill them?
No, it didn't fulfill you. And we know what certain part of your body your ex-husband didn't fulfill well enough. Not like Chad in your 20s. But hey, now the kids don't have a father that is a good father. Yes, he's a massive sim, but he seems like a good father. They don't have it. Instead, they have a mother that is the literal equivalent of a street worker. All right, same mentality, same past, same values. Massive home wrecker we have here on screen. And she just ruined the lives of her ex-husband, which I don't care about that dude. He made the wrong choice. That's what happens to simps. But you broke the life of your little kids because you're a 3 or 4 and you just, your S3 actual life is more important to you than your kids, your family, your well-being and your future. Well, yes, now you can get stretched by all the chads, all you want. You can get absolutely broken by them. Congratulations. But in a couple of years, I see you're in your 50s or 60s or whatever. In a couple of years, you won't have that. And then you'll be left with nothing. You won't have the chads to break your back, and you won't have the nice guy to have a nice life and a nice ending to it, right? You'll end up with your 7 cats having a nice dinner on your last day of your life. Get out of here, man. But now, guys, enough about these 304s. Let's move on to our Reddit story, continuing the trend of this man is too perfect and I don't like him, right? The title of the Reddit story, written by Namlos, is I've met the perfect guy but can't fall in love. So for those of you who are trying, alright, and you tick off these long lists that women have, my dude, even if you are perfect, they're still not gonna like you, right? As the title says, I, 24 female, met a guy, 21 male, who's got everything I'm looking for, but I just won't fall in love. I don't know if it has to do with that I don't feel enough attraction, even though he's physically attractive, and I do feel a certain attraction, but it's very up and down. He lacks one physical attribute that I usually desire in a man, but I feel like one small flaw shouldn't be enough to not catch feelings for a man that's basically husband material. Been seeing him in a casual way for around 4 months. Yeah, these women again, guys, they always put the, the cart before the horse, something like this. They always do things upside down. Like nowadays, to meet a woman who hasn't been spreading her legs like a 304 for the last 27 guys she's been with is like finding a gem in a coal mine, you know? It's like, holy crap. Finding a woman that is not the town bicycle nowadays is like enough for 50% of the dudes to commit already. Damn it, is it that hard to not be a 304 is my question, chat. But it just doesn't feel 100% right, which is why we're not in a committed relationship. We've been very open and especially you've been very, very open and communicate about where we are and how we feel in the relationship. I've always had a hard time staying attracted to probably every man I've ever dated. That doesn't sound like a red flag at all. Even when I felt strong attraction in the beginning. Yeah, so this woman feels a strong attraction that leads to her behind being blown, and then the butterflies fade away and she's left with nothing but a stretched kitty. Like, sorry to be so obscene, guys. I'm just really tired with these women. Like, sorry for the obscene video. I'm so tired of these women, guys. So too long didn't read. I can't fall in love even though I found a great, basically perfect man. Yeah, welcome to the consequences of your own actions. Welcome to what this is, guys, the, you know, objective reality of what I say when I mean the loss of pair bonding ability after sleeping with so many people. This is what happens, all right? Because a lot of the times I say it, and I cannot really give an example or things like this, but for those of you wondering, this is exactly what a loss of pair bonding ability looks like. That your life becomes so chaotic. I'm going to put some gameplay while I rant. Your life becomes so chaotic after sleeping with so many people, getting used to relationships that don't last long, that are strictly material and superficial, and they're like a trade deal, like business partners. This is what happens. That you can meet the perfect man, same with all the women we've covered today, and you simply are not there. You don't feel the connection, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how a marriage works, you cannot keep it. This is why, guys, having a high body count is literally the biggest red flag of them all, because it includes all the red flags when it comes to serious dating, right? Like, I'd rather be with a street worker if she has a lower body count than a woman who's not a street worker but has a high body count, all right? And just to finish on this thought, gentlemen, leave me your comments and your experiences down below. But I've felt this, you know, like personally, I've met women who, you know, were really good and had this laid back, chill lifestyle, not high body counts. And yes, I've also experienced the thought that, I don't know, this woman seems really basic, like an NPC, you know, she's just, I don't know, too basic, too modest, maybe, I don't know. I felt that, you know, sort of maybe idea of maybe boredom, or why are you so mild, you know? But like, first off, I try to not think about that. Second off, I've never actually acted on the quote-unquote exciting stuff, you know? Because when these women talk about guys being boring or guys being exciting, the guys who are exciting, they often are addicted to substances and are like really spontaneous and have no clue with what's happening with their lives, you know? So contrary to these women, even though I somehow, somewhat understand what the feeling might be, you know, to be turned off by someone who you view as mild or too basic, the difference between me and probably some of you who have experienced this as well is that we don't act upon these people that are quote-unquote exciting because we understand that they are toxic and are a massive red flag. So contrary to these women, I'm not addicted to anxiety. I don't lead a chaotic lifestyle, nor do I make chaotic choices that lead to my demise, you know? And all of this is to say that I do somewhat understand their points. Maybe some of them are looking for something more exciting. They don't want to settle for this life because men, probably the most important thing for a man is peace and quiet. For women, it's not quite the same. They don't prefer peace and quiet. They prefer attention to detail and adventures and, you know, magical fairy tales and all that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just oftentimes leaves to these women getting the wrong idea that adventure means becoming a single mom at 20, right? Like, they say that they want an exciting marriage, and then they go with a guy who clearly doesn't care about them and leaves them being a single mother. That's not an adventure that you want to be signed up for, all right? But we'll close the video right here, guys. I'd be interested to know your experiences. Have you been bored by maybe a woman that seems too modest or basic to you? And how did you react to that? But thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for joining me and Ampu. Ampu sadly didn't make it. He's out here on his last legs. He's gonna take a rest now because the women today have been quite massive red flags. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.